My dad passed away earlier this week. Before he passed, I'm glad to report he gave his life to God. So in this video, I'll be giving you a testimony of how he came to find God in his final weeks. When my father, James Armour, grew up, he was active in the Anglican Church. One of his earliest role models was Father Rye. But as he grew older, he drifted away from the church, more interested in chasing after girls and getting into trouble. For most of his life, it was probably most accurate to describe him as either a cultural Christian or an agnostic. I was fortunate to have many deep conversations with my dad before he passed. I prayed often for him that he'd come to find God. When I first started talking about spiritual matters with him, he was initially reluctant and uninterested, saying things like, "I got a religion out as a kid." But in his later years, he started to become more open, listening to me talk about religious topics, praying with me, and even saying he wanted to grow closer to God. But he never fully committed. James lived a long, adventurous, and happy life. He felt loved and had no regrets. But despite all of his accomplishments, there was still something missing in his life. He was always uneasy, restless, feeling like he had to do something or be somewhere. A few weeks before he passed, I asked him if he was at peace in his life. I was surprised by how quickly he responded no. Then I asked if he wanted peace in his life, to which he responded yes. I'd seen this many times before, where accomplished people had everything going for them, but still felt like something was missing. I explained that peace would only come with a relationship with God. Now, I don't know if he liked this answer, but he definitely contemplated it. On August 18th, 2025, I was praying my regular Sunday night prayer when it was hit with a strong urge to want to see my dad on the Monday. This distressed me since my car was at the mechanics and I did not know if it would be fixed for Monday or not. My sister's car was also unavailable, but fortunately, near the end of the day on Monday, mechanic called and said it was ready for pickup. Normally, it would take me about 40 minutes to walk down to the mechanic, but they generously offered to pick me up. I was able to get to see my dad that day and found out that his condition was getting worse. I prayed for my dad and asked if he put his trust in God that day, which he responded to yes, with a smile. This was a big step forward, but I knew more steps were required. I went back to see him the next day, but unfortunately I did not get a chance to talk with him about spiritual things. The next day, August 20th, 2025, I had a good talk with him. Just before leaving, on a whim, I decided to pray for my dad and asked him, did he give his life to God? He clearly responded with a yes, nodding. Then we both embraced and hugged. He gave a big smile. I was so overjoyed, I shouted out, "Thank you, God," a little louder than I should have. The next Monday, August 25th, 2025, we got a call from the nursing home notifying us that he was on his deathbed and that everyone should come in to see him. He grew tired very quickly and began to speak very little. I sat with him, prayed with him. We prayed for forgiveness for all of his sins. Over the next week and a half, he grew even weaker and finally passed away on September 3rd, 2025. He passed away surrounded by family and peacefully. I later found out that my dad's sister had prayed the night before that he'd pass away peacefully. I'm grateful for my earthly father as well as my heavenly one. There will be more rejoicing in heaven for the one lost sheep than for the 99 that remained. I thank God for saving my dad. I hope this story helps someone, and all the glory be to God. Amen.